3 hours later, the same freaking object reappeared. I mean, this is like a bad habit. It won't go away. There you go, the exact same object. That's 3.5 hours later. I showed before this object, now it's back. Apparently they're passing over it, or I don't know what the deal is, but they are. Look, check it out. Oh boy, I haven't seen this before. The same object is there. I mean, this is clear as day, man. Look at that. It's not that I have to manipulate the monitor, no, man. This thing is super clear right there in your face. All you do is enlarge the image using the zoom in tool. Oh boy, look at that. Oh my God, I'm losing. There you go. Check it out. That's the shit that I record every time. When I see him, I know, I knew that was not any damn star. The star doesn't look like that was what we think about it. Now you have to think exactly like I say. That shit in the sky that we see at night is a holographic projection. There are no such stars. There are no stars in the solar system. We are inside a freaking container. That sky is a projection, a beautiful projection. Right now they're making rain. They're making it rain. Wow, let's put some rain on the monkeys. Ah, this is what this is. The laboratory. Look at that shit. That thing is elongated to one side. And there's a protruding deal on the top, the bottom, and the other side. Look. But I know he has another part right here. And then look, he has a protruding deal on one side. That's what that is. There you go. Oh, there it is. So that's how far that sucker is. Very close. I would say maybe 2 miles. Look at the flickering deals. All those, and they all flicker exactly aligned in diagonal, vertical, horizontal. This is a net. Look how it vibrates. That's when you hear the chirping at night, the insects chirping, they match that frequency. That's the pulse of this planet. A terraform organic son of a bitches are something else, man. And the more we discover, the deeper the shit becomes. And you start to wonder why we're stuck in this deal. How the hell to get out? Well, the only way to get out is with your consciousness. Because the body is just a vessel that decays and dies. Even so, for them, there is no such a thing as time. They control that shit. They can renew by renewing the cell constantly. They can last forever. All I know that the images of those dudes that I have been able to gather, they look super ancient. They look like elephants. The wrinkled eyes, around shit, and small eyes with vertical pupils. Why they project this diabolical look, I don't know, maybe they're controlled by demons and shit. That's what my theory is. They pay homage to some demonic fuckers that gave them knowledge. It's a symbiotic relation. The engines are symbiotic too, organic. They were there, say, when he touched and the skin of the engine, he thought it was metal. It looked hard but translucent. When he touched it, it was like baby skin, soft. He thought it looked jagged and shit, but when he touched it, he said it was like flesh. Like the flesh of the belly of a frog, really soft. He couldn't understand how the hell that thing could handle that kind of energy. Well, because you don't know shit, and they do. And so not a single cable anywhere. It was all imprinted like a neuron, like a brain neuron. It was within the skin of the engine. He had the same infinite figuring pattern that he used in his rocket. The rocket that he made took off at 8,000 miles in 4 seconds. 8,000 miles. That's brutal, man. He said it was impossible to see it taking off. And the German asshole that was, this is in 1970, by the way. They were there. He's a genius, a kid that was born genius. They tweaked his head, apparently, this entity or somebody. And he was building rockets when he was already 8, 9 years old. I mean, big ass rocket that would go 3,000, 4,000 feet up. He won awards in high school and shit. And then his dad worked in a metal shop that was he had a contract in Ohio. He had a contract with the military, with the Air Force. So General LeMay was his neighbor. Whoever knows about shit had to know that General LeMay was the shit in the Air Force. During World War II, he was the commander-in-chief of the Air Force, which at that time was the Army Air Corps. Anyway, his mother took care of the parents of that general. That's how they knew him. So he wanted to build a big ass rocket, so they gave him an Atlas rocket skin. An Atlas, imagine, that's a monster freaking rocket. And he built it and shit under a grant from the Pentagon, somebody, the military Air Force. He built that shit. He said that his thing had miles and miles of cables. And all the calculation was done in his head. Imagine, in chalkboards. Or you have to listen to his interview. Well, he said when that shit took off, he punctured a hole in the stratosphere, and everything that was not attached to the launch pad, that wasn't deeply attached, shoot off into the hole, into space. Then it closed down, like that was in like seconds, milliseconds. Well, the rocket took off so fast that they couldn't see it. They thought it exploded. No, that shit was on his way to Area 51. That's what they told him to land it. Then they went there in an airplane. And he thought, well, what the fuck are we gonna land in the desert? And I don't worry about it. Sure enough, there was this rocket at the end of the runway. They gave him the coordinates. That kid, that dude, he's the one that worked on the F-22 engines. Imagine. That's how he ended up, because he blew up the rocket. When he found out that they were planning to use first strike, that rocket, to put nuclear warheads, he said, oh my God, I'm not gonna be responsible for the destruction of this planet. Fuck that. So he put some lithium grease that badly reacted with the rocket fuel. And she blew up. And they weren't too happy with him. Look, this is how the deal happened. The object goes up, it started up here, then it goes down, look. So, I mean, they're passing over it. See what it did, a curvature. Look. It went like this. See what I'm saying? That's what it was before. At 6:15, the same object was seen at 3:15, 3 hours earlier. You can see it right here. These are all the recordings. There is another one that was, I think it was on the 17th. March the 17th. I mean, you got to look. There's so many recordings that nobody wants to deal with this shit. Nobody wants to research this shit because there's too many of them. 3 hours each. So who's gonna do this? That's why they don't care if you watch it or not. Who give a fuck? Nobody listen to you, and there's a lot more than is in this shit, but it's just you have to look at each one of them. Right? You got years of this. Years. It's like Soho. Unless you have been digging Soho for a long time, you will not see shit because it happens so damn fast. Look, this is March 29, look, it's all day long. 3 hours apiece, each recording.